because the tea has started and we haven't even introduced video. Okay. But guys, we're back.
I just feel like this video is going to be so...
Oh my gosh, wait, let me just say this, because I have to say it again. I just said it off camera, and I'm going to say it again.
First time that you're all linked up.
This is actually the first time we're all four. Me, Damilola, Adejonwo. Damilola, Adejonwo. To my right, Junior Joy, Kevin Kwame, and Tochi.
Mozuzu. No, Mozuzu.
Mozuzu. Yeah. Tochi Mozuzu.
What? I thought it was Tochi Campbell. Mozuzu, please.
You know he's an Naomi of the group, right? Tochi's got a fierce war.
Yeah.
For the gods.
So this is actually the first time that we're all doing a video together in a very long time. We always see each other all the time, but we actually haven't had the chance.
What do you mean we see each other all the time? You was in America for like...
No, but this was ages ago. 5 months ago. America's over. Oh! But anyways, that's a great thing to start talking about.
Is that part of the worst of 2017 or the best?
I think we're not.
It's a mixture of both.
Here we go. You open your fat mouth and then you backtrack.
Anyways, blah blah blah. But we're actually gonna have a video today just talking about some of the good moments of 2017 and the worst moments of 2017, and just how to be like terrible, but just like our highs and lows of the year.
Wait, which
no, let's start with the highs and lows.
Yeah,
I'm getting confused for a minute.
Let's start positive. I think that we should talk about the good moments of 2017. How was 2017 for you guys? It was a very different year, honestly.
I mean, each of us have our own successes.
Yeah. I mean,
Tochi graduated and got into his masters. I'm so proud of still.
You can talk about that, Tochi.
So you graduated, babe.
And
he was really trying for this degree, boy. He went through hell.
And he was really like passionate about his own studies and stuff. Yeah. And he brought a lot of work. And then actually, you know, me seeing you graduate, that was one of my favourite moments of the year as well. To be honest, being a part of that whole thing, that was absolutely amazing.
You was a vegan as well. Yeah. Tochi attempted to be a vegan.
For like a month.
Okay. Can we start with one person first?
You are the one person.
Okay, so let me speak.
So
the highs and lows. It's actually good that you brought up the vegan thing, because I actually forgot about it. So
how long was
one of the highs? I graduated, which was amazing because, as Dami said, I worked really hard. I think everyone saw me working really hard, especially in my third year. It was really, really stressful. And I started my masters. I dropped out. I'm not going to go into the details. You need to watch my video to find out.
Link down below.
Yeah. And that was a very good moment for me. And with regards to the vegan thing, I think it was something that I've kind of always wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. I just didn't have enough information. And I did it because I just did it. And to me, everything is all about education, because prior to that, I've had a conversation with few vegans and I was a bit ignorant. But to me, what I always say to people is everything is all about having a conversation and just being open-minded. I did it, and in the future, I do want to be like a complete vegan. I don't know when, but I'll do it again. Like, it's a great feeling that you can't explain until you've experienced it yourself. Because we've been socialized to eat meat. Cow and beef and goat. Some people have been socialized to eat snake. We might laugh, but...
No, I'm laughing because we was eating meat like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, fried chicken, because
you ate it too.
You ate that as well. How good
some people have been socialized to eat any meat, so... Yeah, so we can't survive with that. Anyway, let me not preach about the veganism and all of that. But yeah, that was one of the highs. That was the only thing I could think about right now. The highs.
And was there any other moment in 2017 that you felt was?
I think in general, I knew myself more, and in terms of people and friendship, and just like I learned not to beg for friends. Like, beg to be someone's friends anymore. Like, if you don't like me, bye. Like, there's no reason for me to latch onto you. If I don't feel like you're benefiting me in any way, shape, or form, there's no reason why we should be friends. Like, I can be cordial. And I also learned that some people don't even deserve my hi or hello. I just see them and just walk off. Like,
damn right.
there's no reason. So like, I grew in that sense.
Yeah.
And going to Nottingham, in as much as it didn't work out, but it gave me a different perspective, and I've learned so much. Dropping out, but really getting a decent job and just doing things, like I've learned things that I wouldn't have learned if I didn't move out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing.
I think life is all about making your decisions and learning from them. You know what I mean? Growing from them, you know. So I like that. I really like that.
You're evolving.
Kevin, what was your high moment?
I
started
uni, which is like it's a really I know that everyone goes uni, but most people go uni. But it's like it's a really big accomplishment for me because not a lot of people in my family have gone to university. Like I can count, I can literally count on my fingers how many people have gone to university in my family, and it's not a lot of people. So that was it was a very nice achievement for me per se, and like finally completing college and then starting the new chapter of uni was really nice for me. And finally getting like a proper job. Oh, babe. Because these guys know, but like finally actually getting like a proper job that pays, you know, weekly, monthly, all that. That was a really good accomplishment for me because,
For me, the highs. It was like a very funny year for me, honestly. Like a lot happened in this year, and I would say one of the most. To be honest, I have to say like the most amazing moment of the year for me would be going to America. To be fair, because even though me going to America had its ups and downs in itself, that's like a whole thing in itself. It was me just being able to start fresh. Do you know what I mean? And I went to America in the first half of 2017, and I was anticipating so much as well. So I think a moment where you know that you've just really created a new life, in that moment it was absolutely amazing. And also finding love as well, like finding the love that I thought that, that was for me at that time. Falling in love, that I had never felt that before. That was an amazing thing because I felt that in 2017. So that was part of the amazing time for me as well. I had a lot of fun. I was, getting to know myself a bit more, just getting to know myself more. So yeah, that was one of the most amazing things. I would say also coming back home to London and like just meeting my friends again was quite nice. And obviously like doing cool things with Junior, we did like some cool stuff together, like BBC, etc. That was a high for me.
That's a fucking high.
That was a high for me.
When did you guys meet Miss Prince William? Was that last year?
That was last year. That was a high last year.
That was a high for 2016. That was cool. And I don't know, like I feel like there's not a lot of amazing things that happened to me this year that I can actually just say that I'm proud of. But I mean, just like I'm grateful for the amazing things. I had a lot of moments where I laughed, a lot of moments where, I was happy. So I mean, I'm grateful for all those moments. But I think going to America was just a very wide opener for me. I met a lot of friends there. I got a job there. I got to actually live that American life.
Yeah, you did want to move back.
Yeah, something that I want to do.
So now you've done.
At least I did that. I mean, I lived there for quite some time as well. Do you know what I mean? I went to a whole new community, so people don't know how big that is to leave. Like I left a lot to go to America, and I think sometimes even myself, I don't even think, and I don't sit down and just say, "Oh, Damilola, like what you did was actually massive." But now talking about it, it's actually quite massive.
You gave up everything.
Yeah, and I was not scared. I was not nervous. I was just so anxious and excited.
Yeah.
So living that moment, I didn't regret anything. Do you know what I mean? Maybe later I could say, oh, I should have done this differently. I should have done that differently. But in those moments, I wasn't living a high. I went to places I'd never been before. I toured around the States a little bit. I went to Maryland. I went to DC. Went some other places in Texas. So like I was able to explore things I had never explored before. So that's amazing, to be honest. So that's one of the main highs for me for 2017.
I've got a lot of highs, but it's different because they're all just spread out all over the place. I can definitely say one thing that I can take out of this year is the fact that it's probably the first time that I've had my parent, which my mum, actually look at me and just out of the blue just say that she's proud of me. And I didn't understand where that come from. So I'm proud of that because it's like people acknowledge stuff that you don't even acknowledge. and she acknowledges a lot of the stuff that I do and how hard I do work and how much I stress myself out trying to achieve the things that I need to achieve. So that is definitely a high because I've never really had that. Never had a parent say they're proud of me before.
Really big?
No. Not like, no.
It's a big deal.
It is. It's actually a big deal. Just for them to turn around and say, "I'm proud of you." It's just because you don't feel like you do much.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't, but then you do. And I don't know. I have to say, a lot of other stuff is probably just. I had a vision board that I set up for myself last year. And then I took it down from summer and I was like, I don't need this anymore. But I still kept the papers. And it's so funny because out of the whole wall, there's only 2 things that I never achieved out of the wall. And that was, I haven't won the Euro Millions yet and I haven't got my Porsche. But literally, but that was just, it doesn't matter about that stuff. But all the stuff that was meant to happen happened.
And you achieved something.
Yeah. And I never thought that. And there's just a lot of things that I've got in plan for next year. And I'm really excited, to be honest. So I have to say I'm proud of myself. Because this year has been trying, boy. I've definitely gone through some shit this year. Lost friends, arguments, broke up. But I feel like I'm in a better place than I have been before all of that in the first place. Yeah, there's in a much better place.
There's nothing that's negative that can just bring you down.
No.
You know what I mean? And stop you from elevating.
Yeah.
Like, I like what you said about your parents.
Yeah.
Acknowledging
That's a
you.
big deal.
That is amazing, to be honest. I feel like that's some of the things that we should want to have. Do you know what I mean? Things that we should want to aspire just to make your mum happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not, people think that making mum happy would be like doing something massive, or sometimes your parent can be happy just seeing you take care of yourself, you like doing stuff like differently. Do you know what I mean? Like you taking care of yourself. I don't know how to say this, like, but just doing your priorities that you have to do as an adult, and your parents can be like, wow, you know, they see you in your lows, they see you in your highs, do you know what I mean? And seeing you go from here to here, like, that's amazing.
It helps because
you know?
it helps you acknowledge your worth as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously, us being gay, it's still, I never came out like that. So it's never been a discussion I've had with my mum about being gay.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't even think about that, makes me cringe. So like, for her to say that, she's watched all my YouTube videos, all of them, like especially the first time with the white man. It's so cringe that she watched that. All my pictures on Instagram, she likes, she sees, she comments on the ones on Facebook. She's like always there. And it's like,
I remember one time I read the comment. She's like,
I saw a comment.
Yeah, and it's just like. I think it's the first time. This year is definitely the year that I feel like I've learned my worth. Because I never really noticed that before. And it's let me know how lucky I am, to be honest. I'm very, very, very lucky. We're all very lucky to be who we are and how we are. And to be unapologetic about it. Because there's a lot of people that are struggling. And instead of them coming out and getting to know themselves to the point where they're comfortable like we are, they're rather criticised. I was like, people don't understand how much criticism we go through, you know, like it's, especially in this community, especially dating, you wouldn't even expect it when people come up to you.
Get the low, innit?
Yeah, and like that, we all have come from that, been made to feel low, dirty, and we're still here and we inspire people every single second.
That's an amazing thing to do.
Be more proud of the 3 people that I'm here with, because it's amazing. You don't understand, we've created something here and it's actually amazing, and we go through our own individual issues. He fucks me off because he uploads our stuff always late, and then
you just love me, bitch.
He's so annoying.
You love me.
So I have to accept him.
You just love me.
Me and Tochi probably have the most friction in this group, but there's nothing still that I wouldn't do for him. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, true.
So, like,
generally as well, like, as people think, friends go through things as well. And a lot of people expect friends to just be
friends all the time.
Like, we don't have no issues, but real friends have
issues.
You know, and we're always together. So sometimes we may just bump heads and stuff, and you know, so we need space from each other as well. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the love will always be there. Do you know what I mean? So lows
of those.
So we're gonna start with Tochi.
I think with me, one of the lows for me was dropping out of my course, my master's course. Like, masters is so full on. Like, it's a lot of commitment, especially when you're doing something that you didn't do in your undergrad. Like, a completely different subject. Like, law was new to me. Like, it was a lot. It was so intense, and I dropped out because I had to. And it was a lot for me because I wasn't in London. My friends, they were all in London. And I was just going through like so many things, like financially, emotionally, spiritually. Like, there was a point when I didn't leave my house for 4 days. My flatmates, I didn't see them. I didn't want to see anyone because I really had to go through that moment alone. I really, really had to. It was really bad. But one thing that taught me is not to rush, especially like as a young person. Take your time. Don't rush anything. Where am I rushing to? You know, I'm 22, I'm not even 23 yet, like I'm going to be 23 in April. I have time, I have an undergraduate. I'm doing things like, just take your time. And I think that really taught me to take my time because I do know, I have a clearer idea of where I want to be, of how I'm going. So that was definitely a low for me. But I learned from it, you learn from your mistakes and you move on because I'm still suffering from the effects of dropping out of my course, but it is what it is. I'm still going through and I have to deal with it.
And from still going through that, you're gonna gain success.
Yeah. Definitely,
And success comes in so many different ways, and you have to just not let that burn. Because I feel like it's not my turn yet, but I feel like, and I'm gonna talk about it more when I talk about it. But I feel like I went through that pain as well when I dropped out from my uni to go to the States, and even to this day, it always haunts me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like,
and I feel like, you know, the thing is, sorry to cut you off, like with you moved to like a different continent. I moved to Nottingham, and I felt it. It was enough. But the thing is, I'm kind of like always, like, even though I moved, I'm kind of like always in London doing things. So like now I'm in London, but I don't live in London. I live in Nottingham. So So with you going to a different continent where you can't even get like a coach or a train and just go back for a weekend, that must have been a lot.
Yeah, because sometimes all you need to do is see your friends, man. Fucking hell.
That's it. And just like and just enjoy yourself outside that environment. It's kind of like a trap because you're in there and you probably didn't even meet no friends. Because I don't have friends in Nottingham. I don't really socialize there. People there don't. I mean, I've met a few people, but maybe not yet. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen anyone that. It's just, and I'm not really keen. I don't really socialize either. So, and work is work. I just go there and go home.
Touching up what I was saying earlier, one of the lows for me, it's been a hard. I want to say, it's a mixed up year. You know, it's a mixture year. Like for me, like you're always going through something. Do you know what I mean? No matter what year it is, you're always going through something. But one of what really hurt me and why I'm like so disappointed in myself was me not being intelligent about my life and doing the wrong decisions. And I think what I'm trying to learn is to make smarter decisions, because obviously like I was completing my university, and I've already spoken about this, so it's kind of hard for me to talk about this, so yeah. But obviously I was like completing my university. No, it wasn't my final year, actually. It was my second year, because I had I wasn't into my course, because I hated my course, and I failed my second year, and I had the opportunity to retake it. So I was retaking it, but in my head, I didn't want to do it because my uni came with a lot of personal stuff. Like I had personal issues with a lot of people in my uni, and I didn't like it. Yeah, it was like. It started from when I had an argument with a girl at my uni, and I think because I didn't used to do a lot of effort, I used to just get looked at as the guy that would just fail. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of brought me down, and I didn't motivate myself because I didn't care about my studies, which was terrible. I was just doing it for whatever. And then I knew I was going to go to America, and I just left, and I just didn't even I just went away, and that was for me, like going to Tochi's graduation and my other friends' graduation as well. I always shed tears. Always shed tears because emotionally it's haunting me. I feel like my university and me completing my university, that's something that I could have done, I should have done.
Well, you're acting like you can never do it.
And I can't do it again, but now it's just like my whole life has changed. And that's one of the reasons why that's what I have to accept, is that it has changed, because to be fair, like I don't see myself doing it again.
Yeah.
Because it's not for me, and I have to accept that everyone's success is not the same as mine. Tochi graduated and did an amazing thing. My friend did that, but just because they did that, I mean I can't do amazing things for my own self.
Yeah.
I don't have to graduate. I don't have to do all these things.
Look at you, growing.
And I'm learning to accept that. But I mean, once in a while, I will cry about it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's something that I kind of regret.
And the thing is, like, it's natural seeing your friends graduating, and you feel like it's natural to feel some type of way. It is natural, but like, Dami, you're young. You're like 24. Like, we're not 50. We're not 60. We're young. People are still like achieving what they want to achieve at 40.
Exactly.
Some people start at 35. Some people, like, you can start. We have time. That's one thing.
And it's all areas of life. To be honest, every area. It's not
like
everyone's dealing with something, bro.
Like, as long as you have a vision and you know what you're doing, you're fine.
Exactly. Just keep at it. And we're all here for you anyway. Don't start down here.
That was one of my girls.
I can feel it coming.
Of the year.
Don't you dare cry.
And apart from that, it was just like, it was more than just my university as well. Another low for me was just feeling like a failure. I felt like I felt like for the entire year. And I came to the point where I just said, you know, fuck it, I'm really going to just fail. Ask myself that. Kept telling myself that, and I just said, you know, I tried to like get over that feeling, but I would just always tell myself, and I just stopped doing everything. I stopped doing everything. Even if I could do it, do you know what I mean? I could do it. Even if I could do it, I just wouldn't do it. I just didn't want to do anything anymore. I just said I was going to be a failure. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to be that, and I think that's what I have, a little inner thing in me that just keeps telling me not to do that. But because I feel like that the whole year, I feel like I just went somewhere and I just gave up so much good things, and I was in a path of, like, you know, when you're like going somewhere and then you shift this way, you don't know how to get there anymore. So I felt lost. Do you know what I mean? Like, where was all the goals that I once had? So like slowly I'm developing that back. I'm actually remembering that path again. Do you know what I mean? But then that whole process, for me, that's a low.
Yeah.
That whole process is a low for me, because I'm just kept back. When I'm meant to be here, I'm there, and I feel like I'm such a perfectionist, and I try to be so good at everything that I do, that when I'm doing shit, it just really puts me down.
Yeah.
So, that was a lot for me, you know, and also being in a relationship that didn't go the way that I wanted to go to, and me changing as a person and evolving, for me that kind of like a bit, you know, sucks as well. So it's hard, but like, I'm not gonna be negative. Even though it is a low, there's so much I have realized, and now we're going to a new year, and it's up to me to make it the year I want it to be. And now knowing that there's nothing that's going to make me forget that. Do you know what I mean? Like, we live life. Do you know what I mean? Like Tochi said, we're all young here, and we make mistakes. It's natural to make mistakes, and even you guys are going through something, and you may make mistakes or have done something that you're not absolutely proud of. It's okay, because we can change that around, you know, and I always tell myself that you can always change that around, as long as you are a good human being and you are who you are. Nothing that is not in your favor will not happen, you know. Yeah. So that's just a little bit for me. So yeah. And Junior, you want to say about some of your 2017?
Really? I mean, I feel like my biggest low was actually just being cheated on, to be honest.
Yeah.
And because I feel like when I've dated afterwards, people that I've seen have have made me realise how insecure I actually am. I didn't think I was. I knew I had flaws and all that stuff, but I never knew that I was that insecure. And they would say certain things, and they'll pick up on certain things. I'll be like, really? And when people keep repeating the same thing and they're all different, you definitely have to start paying attention.
Yeah. To
so
yourself.
then I was like, wow. And then I had to sit down and analyse where this came from. And then it's certain stuff that I never even knew that was breaking me down in that relationship. And I was literally with... I don't know what I was in, to be honest. I never even knew that it was that detrimental to how I would value myself later on. So everything has definitely been a learning curve from that. But
that's interesting.
It's definitely the biggest low of this year. But it's definitely let me know how I've known how strong
you are.
I am because of it. Because everyone that I knew that cheated on me before was seeing someone else. And I never was in it, so it never affected me. So I'd be like, ugh, yeah, whatever. Like, I was always nonchalant about it. I'm going to touch you, I'll tell you. Like, it never affected me but this affected me like a motherfucker. Like, really, really affected me big time. And it's funny because I never thought I'd be the person that would be scared of getting into stuff. And for the first time in my life, I'm happy being single, and I feel like I wanted like that for a long time because I'm just really, there's a fear in me. It's like I can't give myself to someone else again for that to happen, because it literally, I don't know if that happens, how I would react.
Again, yeah.
I actually feel like I could kill someone, to be honest. Because even if I think about seeing his face, like if he's literally that close to me and he looks at me a different type of way, I feel like I could kill him on the spot. Because I don't know, I had besides that. Okay. I ain't had any other lows besides that. I mean, other stuff is just life, innit? I mean, you deal with that, but that was, if I look at 2017, that's the biggest thing I'm going to remember. To be honest.
Kevin, did you want to talk about any of your low moments?
I've not had any, by the grace of God.
Oh, look at you.
Amen.
You got no one low.
You actually haven't.
That's good.
I really haven't. Thank you, Jesus. I
just think like bad things happen, good things happen, but life still moves on.
Yeah.
You know, life still moves. You learn, you move on.
You definitely learn.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. That's like a motto for me. It's just that you've got to move on. Don't stop. Be like, you make your life the way you want it. You got the pen. You write your story the way you want to. Like anything you have.
Actually, I did have a low. I just remember. Wait, 2017, right?
Yes, that was this year.
So basically, right, in uni, I mean, before I started uni, I was in college, right, and there was this one teacher who would not make me pass, like, she was making it so difficult for me to pass, like, my final bit, just so that I can get, like, my qualification and then make it to uni. That was a low for me, because I was crying.
Oh, babe!
It was sad, you know, because I had to resubmit, like, 4 times on one assignment. Yeah. Is that even allowed to resubmit 4 times? I had to resubmit my work 4 times. This stupid bitch.
Yeah, now look at her. She's a bloody shoe now.
This is to her. You better, Kevin's where he is now, so
but no,
you try to do it and it work, okay?
Yeah. That was a lot.
That was cute. Actually, that made me laugh. See what this.
Yeah, but if that is your only low, I mean, that's a low.
It was a low.
That is a low, to be honest. That can cause someone some serious
trauma.
Trauma.
I don't know why you guys are laughing. 2017, sorry.
I just like to guys, I'm focusing on me. That's what it is. Sorry, I'm focusing on me, like M-E dot, with the full stop. Yeah, me. I'm just focusing on myself. I think 2018 is the year that I need to just really focus about my success, focus about my career, focus about everything, and just learn, really. I want to just learn and grow. So 2018 is all about me, and I just learned to just focus on myself. I think I didn't focus on myself in the last year. I bought things first where I could have bought myself a bit first, do you know what I mean? And I backtracked, taught people to go forward, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. How about you guys?
I think what I've definitely learned is how to filter people out. Oh, I feel like that's why this year has actually been quite a better year for me, because I've learned how to filter a lot of people out, and I've just kept my circle really small. Yeah. Especially in uni, like small, and just like, oh my god, you know, like, I don't know if it's because I'm not young, but it's because I've not experienced much. But you know how you hear a lot of people say like energy like really influences you and all that. Like I never actually took note of it until now. Like I just surround myself of just positive vibes only, like no negative.
Man.
Just positivity all around. Just like, yeah. Even when I'm having a bad day, it'll be a good day in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Huh.
That's what I
Hallelujah.
learned.
How about you, Tochi? What did you learn this year?
No.
To just take your time. Don't rush. Juniors, please. What do you mean 9-9?
Naomi.
You mean Nene?
Nini.
No,
Anyways, getting back to what we're talking about. Yeah, so just take your time, don't rush if you're young, and just make sure you know what you're doing, whatever you're doing. As long as you're working hard to achieve your goals, that's what matters really. And at the right time, things will happen.
Amen.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
That's very beautiful.
How about you?
What was the question again?
What have you learned this year? Just in general.
I learned
I'm excited to hear this.
that sometimes in life, just
I'm
sometimes,
just waiting for this bomb to drop.
you have to remind some people that you can run down on a bitch twice.
Yes.
Hey.
No, I'm joking.
No, you're not joking, bitch. You felt that. That's how you feel.
Tochi's not impressed.
Run.
Tochi, you know, I want to run down on the bitch. No, honestly, I learned a lot this year, to be frankly honest. I learned that sometimes your own worst enemy could be yourself, you know. You could overthink and self-doubt yourself into oblivion, and to be honest, it's not even that deep.
No.
I learned to take stuff as they come and not put everything in one basket, because I'm not going to be the person to make me stress for no reason. And just little stuff like stress, even just running and missing your train, I get so annoyed. And it's like, why am I getting annoyed? Fucking, I'm going to get there, ain't I? Sometimes maybe that train's going to crash. Who knows? You know, maybe you missed it for a reason, but you think you're just late. You sometimes like things will just happen. Jesus, if you're late, you're late. So if people are going to be there, they're going to be there. If they're not, they're not. Oh, fucking hell! That's how now I view. That's now how I'm going into my perception with people as well. So now I feel like I've been a bit too open with people. I've been way too open. So now, like, I just take them for what they come. If I've got friends at work and I say hello to you, that's all it is going to be. It's just going to be a work thing. Alright? You're not my outside, and my outside is completely different. There's certain people that you can say hello to, there's certain people that you don't need to talk to. If we don't talk, I'm not associating with you at all. Yesterday, I deleted every single number of one person I don't talk to. If I haven't talked to you within the last week, I deleted your number. No, I deleted. I was looking at these numbers and I was like, I don't talk to these people, so why are people just on my phone for? Because I feel like every bit of your life has, even people just being there that don't need to be there, has some sort of influence in your future, some way, some form. Because not everyone has good intentions. So if you're not talking to those people that you don't associate with, you'll be damned if they see me out and, I miss you so much when I know you've got my number. I hate stuff like that. Not everyone is
I wanted to call you
your best
and they're not really
they can fuck off. Go and call your ancestry. Nonsense.
No, I wanted to.
No.
If you wanted to call me, you would have called me.
And if you're close to me, we would have been close, you know? I feel like what you're saying is true. A lot of people, they're trying to be a friend and they care for you, but they really don't care. Everyone cares about their own self, do you know what I mean? So that you need to really just feel
so cautious. You have to be really cautious with people.
You know, the thing is, with me, there's these two sayings that I've actually adopted since this year. I cannot come and kill myself. Listen, if it's stressing me out, I'm not going to die. I cannot come and kill myself. If
I'm telling you,
seriously, and the other one is
he says that a lot. To be honest,
the body not be firewood. Like your body is not wood, so when the body not be firewood, you can apply to anything. You know, like resting, not rushing. Not allowing things to fuck you out
it's the way forward. Your skin will even
Giving yourself hypertension.
Seriously, I cannot come and kill myself.
Never.
That was the high and lows of 2017.
And what we've learned in 2017.
It's a bit of a hard video to post, to be honest. But I'm just glad that I was able to talk about it, to be fair. Because, you know, sometimes when you talk about it, especially when you want to start a new year, you start like, like the baggage is now clear.
Yeah.
You can now go into the new
slate.
year with just everything being just fresh, you know. And I just thank all of you guys for sharing your stories today and just talking about like some of the hardest moments that you went through and some of the best moments as well. So yeah. So thank you so much for watching.
This video is amazing. I feel like we've peeled back the foreskin.
Okay. Interesting analogy.
It's true, you get it, man.
No, you get it. I missed it. What did you say?
Like, you know when you
Did it
peel
have
back
to be
the foreskin? It's like you've cleaned a whole new person.
I heard what Junior said. I just went into my ear.
It went into his ear because his mouth was already watering.
It went one
It get a little bit wet.
I don't know about foreskin.
I do. Yummy.
We'll see you guys in our next video. If you have any suggestions, you can also feel free to leave on the description box. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Release this on New Year's Day. So Happy New Year, guys! Wishing you all the amazing things in 2018.
Absolutely.
Much success, much love, and happiness.
And consistency from Dami.
And consistency as well. So yeah. Bye guys.